If I ask you to recall turning 18 and leaving sixth form or college, what do you think of? Do you remember celebrating your newfound adult status and the excitement and confidence that comes with it? Were you preparing to take a gap year, to go travelling, revelling in the freedom and possibilities that lay ahead? Or perhaps you recall embarking on an apprenticeship, leaving home, going off to university and laying the foundations for a future career. Whilst obviously not everyone experiences this period of time with the same carefree ease suggested here, I am sure elements ring true for most of you watching this video, and there is no doubt that it's an important time in everyone's lives. However, for people with learning disabilities and their families, it is more often than not a time of unbelievable fear, anxiety and stress. Parents describe this period of time, known as transition in service speak, as a cliff edge and a black hole, as the safety net of education falls away and young people and their parents are left alone, navigating the world of adult social services while also having to contend with being a disabled adult in today's society. If I tell you that less than 6% of adults with learning disabilities are in paid employment, and that on average, people with learning disabilities die more than 20 years younger than the general population, you can see that something's going wrong. It is well known within services that transition is highly problematic, and therefore numerous guidelines and policy changes have been introduced in recent years in an attempt to address this. For example, there's the Children's and Families Act and the Care Act. And Manchester itself is currently devolving, bringing with it an opportunity to do things differently. Which brings me to my PhD, exploring the experiences of transition for young people with learning disabilities in a devolving Greater Manchester. To do this, I've met with a number of parents, a range of professionals working within transition services, and young people with learning disabilities themselves. I've used a variety of methods to make the research accessible so that I can attempt to understand recent experiences of transition in light of the policy changes. So have the changes had an impact? On the slide here are just a few words parents and young people I met with have used to describe this period of time. Transition remains a minefield, a black hole and a cliff edge. It is scary for both parents and young people, and whilst all the young people I spoke to had hopes and aspirations for the future, their parents described them as being written off with limited opportunities post-education. So the next stage in my PhD is to explore why system and policy changes don't filter down to the people they're meant to help, and to look at what other changes could be made so that leaving education is not characterised by fear and uncertainty for people with learning disabilities and their families.